Back in 2022, I really couldn't recommend a Tesla. I had been a Tesla owner for many years at that point, but the vehicles were just way too expensive. I loved my Model Y, but prices had ballooned to $70,000 for a performance Model Y and almost the same price for a long-range Model Y, and the Model Y that I bought a year prior in 2021 was far less expensive than that. Even in my Model Y review at the time, I said it was kind of strange driving this car that I knew today I could not afford to purchase. And because of that, I really didn't push anyone or really recommend anyone buy a Tesla because prices were just so insane. But at the new prices, the more expensive prices, it can be a harder sell, almost to the point where I have stopped pushing people around me so much to Tesla. I still talk about EVs in general a lot and how great they can be. But it used to be like, oh yeah, Model 3, like it is great. It's affordable when you kind of factor in all the energy savings and gas savings and blah, blah, blah. But now I shy away from that a little more than I used to. And it's unfortunate because prices have just gone up so much. Now, this is not a Tesla exclusive thing. This has happened to pretty much all car brands and all products ever that we're buying today. Now, it wasn't just a Tesla thing. Of course, that was the entire car market, but that's the vehicles I talk about and that I drive and I was talking to friends about and coworkers. And I had a coworker at the time that was thinking of buying a Model Y, and they did eventually purchase one later after prices started to drop. But it was just a weird time. Well, now it's kind of the exact opposite time in my opinion. And I think if you've been on the fence of either buying your first Tesla or upgrading to a new Tesla from an older one you have, now is definitely the time to consider it. And if you're thinking about buying a Tesla, make sure you use my referral link you can find down in the description below, and you'll get 3 months of full self-driving for free. And you can try it out and see if you think it's worth the price or not worth the price. I actually made a video kind of about that recently, which you can check out up above. So there are a lot of things working in Tesla's favor in terms of it being a really good time to purchase a Tesla. First of all, you've probably seen it in the news, but Tesla has dropped prices a ton lately. Prices are the lowest they've been ever for the Model Y, and also for S and X prices are really good. On top of that, you have the federal EV tax credit, which you can use on both the Model X and Model Y, which can take a lot off the price of the car. Of course, this depends on your income and other factors, so you have to make sure you can take full advantage of that one, but most people who are purchasing these vehicles will be able to do that. And the tax credit this year is better than it's ever been. In the past, you'd basically have to wait until you filed your taxes the next year to reap that benefit. Well, now it's a point of sale credit. When you buy the car, you get that $7,500 taken off of the purchase price of the vehicle. So you are benefiting in multiple ways. You get that $7,500 and it lowers your car payments, which is just great. Of course, also there's many local and state incentives. I can't know all of those off the top of my head, so make sure you check locally, but you can take advantage of those as well to save even more money. Now, those have been known for a while, but there's a couple things that are happening right now that are kind of a limited time. We'll talk about that many Tesla owners can take advantage of. So back in Q3 of 2023, Tesla allowed owners to transfer FSD, full self-driving, from their current cars to a new vehicle if they purchased it. Now, at the time, we were trading in our Model X and picking up a new Model Y, mostly to have a lower car payment and just to kind of prepare for Cybertruck and everything. And we did not have full self-driving on our Model X. We did have it though on my 2021 Model Y. I did ask my delivery advisor about this and they said, yes, you can take FSD off of your car that you're keeping and put it on your new vehicle. So we were able to take advantage of that full self-driving transfer, and Tesla is opening that again for Q1 of 2024. So right now you can transfer FSD. It sounds like it will work with Model S, Model X, S, and Y. It will not work for Cybertruck, which makes sense. If you're buying a Cybertruck right now, you're already kind of paying for FSD, but you can use that to transfer from your old car to the new one. And you actually don't have to get rid of the old car. You don't have to trade your old car in. This is exactly what we did. They will move it from your old car to your new car. And if you really want it on the old car, you can then subscribe to it in the app, pay the $200 a month until you get rid of your old car or whatever you plan to do. Now, one caveat to this, if you already took advantage of this last year, you can't do it again. So for example, me, if I wanted to trade our 2023 Model Y for a new car, way too early, we wouldn't do that. But if we did want to do that, we could not, supposedly, maybe they would let us, but according to the paperwork we signed, we cannot transfer FSD from this car to another one. So you can't do two transfers, but if you have FSD on an older car, then you can transfer it to whatever new car you pick up from Tesla. Now, in the writing of this, they say you have to take delivery in Q1 of 2024, and that would mean by March 31st. So if you order today at the beginning of February and it says you're going to take delivery mid-March, you're cutting it kind of close. It might be kind of weird. I can't guarantee anything. I'm definitely not saying that, you should risk it or anything. But last year, what ended up happening is they allowed anyone who made an order in Q3 of 2023 to get full self-driving transferred even if they took delivery after that quarter. I know some people even took delivery in Q1 of this year and were able to transfer their FSD from Q3 of last year. So that did work. No no promises it'll happen that way this time. I would guess they'd probably want to aim that way because they want to make these sales and these deliveries. But yeah, that's how the writing is for now. Now, an interesting kind of side note on this. On the last earnings call, I just made a video about this. I'll link up above. Elon said that there's around 400,000 people using FSD right now. And are all of those people, have they all bought it? Probably not. Probably a lot of people subscribing in there. So let's say we're just going to do some easy off the top of the head math. Let's say half of those 300,000 take advantage of this deal. I don't think it'll be anywhere near that, but let's just say that's 150,000 vehicles Tesla would be selling for the quarter. That's actually a lot. That's actually a lot of vehicles. So even if it's 10%, say 30,000 vehicles, it's moving the needle. They're getting something done. But is it really that great of an incentive? I think the main thing here is it makes customers feel better. It made me feel great. And I think they actually should just let you have it on your account. It's not done. They should kind of let you transfer it until it's done. Think of how many people would continually buy cars. I mean, some people have the money to do that, right? Just like buy another car every year or every other year. They would be much more likely to purchase FSD for 12 grand and then, which is what it is right now, transfer it to the next car, transfer it to the next car, rather than, oh, I can't transfer it, it's not linked to my account, I'm just not going to purchase it at all. So I really think this is something, at least temporarily or for now, Tesla should link to the account, let us transfer as much as we want. You're not kind of giving us anything free, we're going to buy it, right? And then transfer it to the new car. We can't have it on two cars. So just kind of my opinion on that. They brought it back. They obviously want to kind of incentivize people to upgrade. Just something interesting to note there. Now, another perk Tesla is giving current owners is transferring free supercharging. And yes, you can stack all of this stuff we're talking about in this video. You can use all of these different things I'm going to tell you about. If you have free supercharging on a legacy Model S or Model X, there's some older ones that have lifetime free supercharging. They can supercharge for free. And Tesla, at some point, you could transfer it with the vehicle. At some point, Tesla said, nope, you can't transfer it with the vehicle anymore. If you sell your car, that gets deleted as one of the features. Well, now, if you have this unlimited free supercharging, you can transfer it to a new vehicle, Model S, X, 3, or Y, whatever you're going to pick up, which is crazy. I mean, what a deal. Especially with the prices of supercharging these days, it's pretty expensive. And if you use it a lot, this is definitely worth it. Now, is it worth purchasing an entire new car? Probably not. But if it's something you were thinking about anyway, say maybe you have like a 2015 or 2014 Model S, maybe you're thinking of upgrading now, you could go to a Model 3. So it's a much less expensive car, especially maintenance wise and stuff, or to the new Model S and bring that perk with you. And it's kind of like, all right, it kind of pushes you over the edge. Like, yeah, I'm thinking of getting a new car. I don't really need one. And then you're like, hey, I might as well take advantage of this offer. Pretty nice. Also worth noting, the unlimited supercharging transfer and the FSD transfer are available only in the US, Canada, and Mexico. Sorry, Europe. Sorry, Australia. Sorry, China. Sorry, everybody else. Those are not available for you right now. Maybe that'll change in the next few days or weeks. Now, if you also reserved a Cybertruck, you get $1,000 off, and that one's only for S, X, and Y, I think. I don't think that applies to the new 3, but maybe I'm wrong here, so you got to check Tesla's website because they're kind of putting all this up there right now. But yes, if you have a Cybertruck reservation, you take $1,000 off your vehicle as well. So you could transfer FSD, you could transfer your free supercharging, you could get $1,000 off. You then get the federal incentives. You maybe have state and local incentives. Things are getting crazy. Tesla is really pulling demand levers here, and I don't really care that much about the stock. I mean, cool, I hope it goes up. I own 2 shares, so that'd be nice. But, a lot of people comment on my videos and they're like, oh, stop, you just want a catalyst or blah. I don't care. I want what's best for the consumer. And right now, this is best for the consumer. Compare the pricing of these cars with gas cars at similar prices or gas cars at slightly higher prices. You're getting so much quality here. You'll have less maintenance. You won't have to pay for gas or oil changes or things. This is a good deal. This is a time where I'm finally like, if you are thinking about it, now I wouldn't push people to just spend thousands of dollars on a car just for nothing. But if you're thinking about it, if you're in the market, if you were like, kind of like, oh, maybe I should upgrade, my car's, 5 or 6 years old, or my car's 10 years old, or, whatever kind of you think is the right decision, this is something to take advantage of. If you have a 2020 Model 3 and you don't need a new car and it's running perfectly well and you don't drive that much, then don't waste your money buying a new car for no reason. This is kind of like, wow, I was thinking about it anyway. I really like this new Model 3, or I've really wanted to go from a 3 to a Y or something like that. This is the time to do it. Model Y prices are insane. The new Model 3, the prices are still pretty good, and all those upgrades are like so nice. It's such a nice vehicle. Check out my first drive with that. I will link up above. I really liked that vehicle. Now, nothing is perfect. There are some negatives here that I want to touch on. So right now, there's no Model 3 Performance. So if you're somebody that really likes the performance vehicles, the Model 3 Performance is coming. Who knows what it'll be called? There's a lot of rumors it's going to be the Model 3 Plaid and blah, blah, blah. Whatever. None of that really matters right now. It's not available. And if you're a person that wants the Model 3 Performance, you don't really have an option right now. You just have to keep waiting. So you can't take advantage. Number 2 is interest rates. They're still pretty high. So if you can't put a lot of money down, even though the price of the cars is low, number 1, your monthly payments are going to be high, and number two, you're going to be paying a lot in interest for the kind of convenience of getting this loan and getting a new car. So that is always awful to have these high interest rates. Definitely check out credit unions near you. If you pull credit from multiple places at the same time, it shouldn't, be that negative to your credit score. Definitely shop around for interest rates right now. I've seen wild. I got offered like 8 something percent, and then somewhere else I got offered 6%. So, that's a big difference when you're talking about a loan that could be, 4, 5, or 6 years on this expensive of a purchase. So interest rates are another negative. And then the last thing that is really lame is low trade-in values. So Teslas, are kind of known for depreciating really fast because Tesla had really high prices and people were buying them. And then Tesla dropped the prices to the floor. So if you bought, any vehicle, really any Tesla vehicle in 2022, or really any car for that matter, the trade-in value is going to be awful today compared to what you paid back then. This happened dramatically with Tesla, but it happened with almost all cars. Used cars were selling for more than new cars. I mean, it was just a crazy time, and it wasn't a good time to buy a vehicle, but some people couldn't wait. So your trade-in value, if you did buy in 2021 or 2022, might not be very good. And then that would also be a real big negative in terms of trying to take advantage of this. So nothing's perfect. It's nice that these incentives are here. Since Tesla has 2 times now offered this FSD transfer in the span of a couple of quarters, I think it's something we may see them bring up. Another thing that really surprises me is that they're doing this, it's February. It's like not even the middle of the quarter yet, and they're already bringing this out. Usually this is something, that they're like, oh, end of the quarter, we need people to push. Go ahead and do it. Now, you need time because they say take delivery in quarter 1, but still, it's just kind of a weird thing for them to push all this out closer to the beginning of the quarter. Again, maybe it's bad for the stock. Maybe they're not selling enough cars. I don't really care about that. The point of this video is if you were on the fence and you were thinking about like, yeah, maybe I want to upgrade my Model 3, or maybe it's time for me to buy my first Tesla, I think it's a good time. I really do. Whereas back in 2022, if you would have asked me, I'd be like, they're great cars, but the prices are kind of crazy right now. I'm not sure I can really suggest you do that.